There are some things in this world that don't just reflect you, they study you. And once they learn enough, they don't need to copy you anymore. They replace you. This is the story of a man named Rayan. Rayan moved into the old apartment on a Tuesday. This apartment was cheap, too cheap. He didn't ask why. He liked it because it was quiet enough that he couldn't hear his own thoughts. After the breakup, that was the only thing he needed. A place that felt as empty as he did. The previous tenant had left only one thing behind, a tall mirror covered in a white cloth. The landlord of the tenant said to the Rayan, "Don't uncover this mirror until you are settled." Rayan laughed. He uncovered it that same night. This was the blunder on his part that he did. This mirror was beautiful, old, gold-framed, perfectly clear. He stood in front of it. His reflection stared back. Normal, boring, fine. Rayan went to sleep. At 3 a.m., he woke up for no reason. He looked at the mirror from his bed across the room. His reflection was already awake, sitting up before he had moved. He told himself it was a trick of the light. The next morning, everything was normal. He almost believed himself. He made his coffee, turned on the music, stood in front of the mirror getting dressed. But something unusual happened. His reflection smiled in the mirror just slightly, just at the corner of the mouth. But Rayan was not smiling at all. He had not even thought about smiling. He was thinking about how much milk was left. He froze. He stared. The smile on the reflection faded slowly, as if it had been carved. He stood completely still for 5 minutes, watching. The reflection stood still too. Then it tilted its head slowly. When Rayan had not moved at all, this was quite surprising and shocking. That night, a glass fell in the kitchen. Rayan didn't flinch, but his reflection turned his head towards the sound. Quick, sharp, curious, the way a person does when they hear something unexpected. Rayan's reflection had heard it before Rayan processed it. He covered the mirror with cloth and didn't sleep. The next morning, the cloth was on the floor, and the mirror was facing his bed. He had placed it against the wall, facing away. Rayan got shocked this time. He was scared. He called his sister. She came over, looked at the mirror. She said she saw nothing strange. She went to leave, stopped at the door, turned back slowly and whispered, "Rayan, your reflection isn't waving goodbye, but mine is." Rayan the next day found the previous tenant online. It took him 3 days to find out the details of the previous tenant. The man's name was Omar. He lived 4 towns away now, in a house with no mirrors at all. When Rayan called him, Omar picked up the first ring and said, without Rayan saying anything first, "You uncovered it, didn't you?" Not a question, a verdict. Omar spoke slowly, like a man, choosing every word, so he only had to say it once. "It doesn't copy you, it improves you. Every virgin is sharper than the last. It learns faster when you sleep near it. So it stays close. It makes sure you keep it close. You think you choose this apartment. You didn't. It was ready for you before you arrived." The closer it gets to the end, the less you will feel like yourself. You'll think it's grief, stress, insomnia, but it is not. And when it's done, you won't know it happened. You will just feel suddenly lighter. Rayan asked how it ends. Omar went quiet. Then he said, "It ends when you can't find a single difference between you and what's in the mirror. Trapped inside, watching your own face walk away." Rayan asked, "How do I stop it?" Omar went quiet for a long time. And then he said, "Break it, only way, but you must do it without looking at it. Close your eyes, walk towards it, and smash it blind. If you look even for a second, it will know, it will be ready." Rayan asked Omar, "How did you escape it?" Omar said something that made Rayan's blood go cold. "I broke mine, eyes shut, but my wife looked. She saw it, she helped it. She is still there in her old mirror, in her old apartment. The woman living with me now, she looks just like her. She says the right things. But sometimes at night, I catch her staring at the wall, at nothing, as if she is still practicing." The call then ended. Rayan stood up, grabbed a hammer, closed his eyes, He walked slowly towards where the mirror was, his knuckles white, heart slamming, eyes shut tight. He raised the hammer. Then his phone rang. And without thinking, just for 1 second, he opened his eyes. And this was not supposed to happen because Omar had warned him, don't open your eyes until you break the mirror, but he opened his eyes. The next thing, the mirror did not shatter. The hammer did not fall. Rayan stood very still, staring at his reflection. His reflection smiled at him, but Rayan was not smiling. His reflection raised its hand slowly, a small wave, gentle, friendly. Then it reached out from inside the glass. One hand crossing the surface like water, and quietly, carefully, it took the hammer from Rayan's hand. Rayan opened his mouth to scream, but the sound came from inside the mirror. His neighbors heard a knock at his door the next morning. A man answered, looked just like Rayan, smiled just like Rayan, but the mirror in the apartment behind him was covered. And from beneath the white cloth, something was pressing its hands against the glass from the other side. Three days later, the new Rayan walked past the covered mirror. He paused, turned from inside the glass. The real Rayan pressed his palm flat against the surface, slowly, desperately. The new Rayan looked at the hand, then looked at his own, then smiled, the way someone smiles when they realize they have already won. He pulled the cloth back over the mirror and turned off the lights. The scariest thing is not what's in the mirror. It's realizing you have been the reflection for longer than you know.